Hi guys, very good afternoon. Today we are going to learn how to deal with the cyclist and pedestrian according to the new highway code. For example, now you are turning left. See in this picture, if you are turning left, obviously you're going to use your MSPSL routine, which is mirror signal position about meter away from the curb. Then you slow down. If it is a closed junction, obviously you drop your car to first gear and you stop here when this white line is coming under your side mirror. That is your reference point to stop. Obviously you look right first, you look left, and then you proceed if it is clear. Now, for example, when you are turning left, what we do, MSPSL. Why we check mirror when we are turning left? We check mirror if there is any cyclist or any motorcyclist try to overtake you this side. This is the main reason to check left mirror when you are turning left. Same as when you're turning right, you are checking anybody nearby you on your blind spots. When you're turning, there can be a cyclist or any motorcyclist who are closer to you. Car you can see easy, but cyclists and motorcyclists, they are very least to see you. It will be difficult for you to see. That is why we check mirrors. So you understand how to check mirror and why we check mirror now. Okay, for example, you think one cyclist is somewhere here at the moment, for example's sake. One cyclist is here, you try to come to the left. My advice to you, if cyclist about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 cars before the junction, better to hold behind him. Because cyclists are advised and to drive right in the middle of the road just to be seen more better. So that is why if they are close to the junction and you are behind him and you know cyclist is checking over his left hand shoulder, it means he is turning left. If he is checking over his right hand shoulder and near this white line, it means he is going right. Obviously you need to give him 1.5 meter. So 1.5 meter is quite a reasonable distance. So for example, if you are going 1.5 meter away from the cyclist, you're going to be too close to the junction. So that is why what you need to do, better to hold behind the cyclist, let the cyclist go left or right, and then you proceed. Yes, if cyclist is very well before the junction, then check center in the right mirror, overtake the cyclist if he's on your left hand side, then keep coming. Don't come back in your lane unless you see the cyclist in your center and the left mirror. If you can see him in the center and the left mirror, it means he's quite behind, then you can come back in your left lane. And number one. Number two, whenever you are overtaking somebody, don't use half lane. For example, if you want to overtake somebody, for example, you're overtaking this car, there's no junction, for example, you want to overtake this car, what you need to do, you will not go half there and half here. You will go proper on that lane and then keep going until you see this either cyclist, anything in your center on the left mirror, then come back nicely to the left. You will not try to just steer left quickly, otherwise you're gonna not give him any chance to save you if he's too close. How you're gonna deal the cyclist on the junction. Now sometimes you are turning right. Let's see how you're gonna go right. For example, if there's any cyclist coming. So this is turning right now, approaching junction to turn right. So you are turning right. If you have seen there is any cyclist in front of you checking over his side, right hand side, and coming closer to the line, it means he is turning right. Then same again, you give him a full status of the road user. Better to hold behind the cyclist and keep coming nice and steady by giving him about 1 or 2 second gap. 1 second mean 1 car, 2 second mean 2 cars. So 2 second gap or 1 second gap, you're gonna hold behind the cyclist. Once cyclist go, then you go. Now, in case when you are waiting here, that can be quite typical sometimes. When you are waiting here, cyclist can appear anywhere. Either he can come this side, either he can come this side. In case if you are a little bit this side of the white line, few cyclists, when they see there's a room, they will try to come this side. You need to have a very good eye before you turning right. In case one cyclist is coming here and you are turning right here, for example, there's no car, you're turning right here, you have seen him in a side mirror, obviously check side mirror. If there's any cyclist here, hold your car here. stop here. Don't stop in a wonky position, stop straight. Once you stop straight, let the cyclist go if he is intent to go. If he stop behind you, you're alright to go. If cyclist is trying to overtake you, better to wait here, let the cyclist go and then you go. Otherwise, that's going to be very much difficult and typical for you. So better to wait for the cyclist. I hope you fully understand how to deal with cyclist on the junction. Now come to the pedestrian. Now, for example, you are turning left or right, and there is a pedestrian coming. For example, you are coming from here to right. Let me bring this here. Let's see. Let me explain you from here. Now you are turning right. You have seen there's no cyclist. Obviously, you try to move. This car is quite far, for example. If it's close, let him go, then you proceed. For example, you try to proceed and you have seen one pedestrian is here and he step on the road. If he step on the road, then don't move, wait here, let the pedestrian go on this giveaway line, then you go. Otherwise, wait here. If pedestrian is waiting here, obviously this is your right of the way, you will go. You will not go only if pedestrian just come on the road. Otherwise, you're right to go. So this is very thin line between, like when you are turning right here, you're gonna have eye contact with this pedestrian. For example, there's a pedestrian. You have eye contact with him and obviously he's not moving. He's waiting on the, because this is not a zebra crossing. So he don't know, he's not coming on a road. So you are right to proceed. But if you have seen him that he got the intention to come on the road and he step on the road, then you don't go, then wait here, let him go, then you go. This is what you need to do. This situation can be very typical on left turning. Let me bring left turning for you. Let me explain you from another diagram when you're turning left. Okay, this should be very good for you. Okay, now for example, this is very typical and very much important. So many learners fail on this situation sometimes. Okay, now you are turning left. You're checking center mirror and the left mirror. Nobody on your left hand side, you indicate a left, you position meter away, then you slow down. Obviously, left turnings are quite tight turning, you will not go fast. If you're going fast, you may go over the white line and you're going to obstruct ongoing traffic and you're going to fail your test. So better to slow down to first gear. Then don't try to go in unless you can see this is your vision zone. So you need to have a vision zone like this much so you can see inside. For example, if you have seen from here inside, somewhere here, any pedestrian is crossing, nicely stop here, let the pedestrian go and then you go. Otherwise, wait here. When you're waiting, no need to go your car like tilt position like this. Better to wait straight. If you're gonna go tilt, you're gonna obstruct ongoing traffic. So you are already meter away from the curb. Anybody want to overtake you, they can overtake you that side if they got reasonable room. Otherwise, they will hold behind your indicator is left, they know you're turning left. So if there's any pedestrian going here, you wait here. On top of that, you need to see another thing. For example, if there's no pedestrian, but there is a parked car here, like for example, one parked car is here and another car coming from this side and you are turning. So obviously if this car is coming, so he got the priority, so he will try to overtake this parked car and then you're turning quite fast here, then you're gonna have head-on collision. So that is why we always advise people not to go fast when they are turning left. Expect anybody on your side sometime, because if anybody park here, this driver try to go overtake him, then he can meet you in the middle as well. Or otherwise that can be the same situation with the cyclist. So there can be a cyclist coming this side, so you can have a danger move otherwise. So better to be very careful when you are turning left. So that was a pedestrian. And if there is any pedestrian, like for example, let me show you, I got no diagram, but I got this book here to show you. You can see these two people, they are waiting to cross the road. For example, if you are coming this side, there's an island in middle. On this pedestrian crossing, zebra crossing, if there is an island in the middle, so you can take half and half. This is the same principle, there's no change in this. For example, if you're coming from this side, you stop for these people here. you're gonna stop your car here. You will let the pedestrian go, then you go. You will not wait for them to cross. If they are in their island, you're all right to go. I hope you understand. Or otherwise, if you are coming from this side or this side, or you're coming from this side, for example, and pedestrian waiting this side, there's an island, you don't need to stop, you can carry on. So what I said, if pedestrian is on this side of the island, this side is clear, you're all right to go. So same as when this pedestrian is here, facing that side, going that side, so you are waiting here for him, then let them go in the island, you see their intention, they're going back, then you go forward. Don't move until unless they are in the island. Sometimes pedestrians, when they are coming here on the last bit, they think, oh, I might left my key at home, then they can come back. That can be disastrous. So you need to have a very good eye on this. I hope you fully understand. If there's any question regarding this, you can leave me a feedback. I will try my best to answer your question. Have a very good day. Thank you.